Have you ever noticed something strange about the truly wealthy? They don't talk about money. You won't hear them brag about how much they made last month or casually drop the price of their new investment into a conversation. In fact, the richer someone is, the less likely they are to mention money at all. They're not secretive because they're hiding something. And it's not because they don't care. Quite the opposite. Wealthy people think about money constantly. They plan, they build, and they protect it. They just don't talk about it. And that silence, it's not accidental. It's part of the strategy. In today's video, we're going to explore why the upper class doesn't talk about money. Number one, they don't need to prove anything. People who are still chasing money often talk about it the most. It shows up in conversations like a badge of honor, numbers, promotions, purchases. But once you truly have wealth, you lose the urge to prove anything. Your lifestyle, your confidence, your peace, they speak for you. That's one of the clearest signs of upper-class wealth. Quiet confidence. A kind of inner calm that doesn't need validation. Truly wealthy people don't need applause. They don't feel the urge to advertise their success. They're too busy living it. This isn't about being antisocial. It's about knowing that real wealth doesn't need to announce itself to be real. The upper class prefers their money to whisper, not shout. Number two, money becomes a tool, not a trophy. In the beginning, money feels like a goal. It's something to strive for, to show off, to prove you've made it. But over time, it becomes something else entirely. It becomes a tool, a way to create freedom, design your life, and protect your future. And tools, they don't need to be flaunted. They need to be used. Wealthy people use money strategically, not emotionally. They don't need to announce how much they're investing or saving. They focus on structure, not attention. They know that the louder the money, the weaker the foundation. The quietest portfolios are often the strongest. Number three, they value peace over performance. One of the biggest reasons the upper class avoids talking about money is because it disrupts peace. Start talking numbers and suddenly you're in a comparison game. Jealousy, assumptions, awkwardness, they all show up. Wealthy people know that money talk can divide people. It creates pressure, envy, and sometimes even distance between friends and family. So they protect their peace by keeping those conversations private. Their silence isn't secrecy, it's emotional intelligence. They don't want money to become the center of their relationships. They want genuine connection, not social currency. Number four, they were taught not to flaunt it. Many people in the upper class were raised in environments where money wasn't something you discussed openly. Not because it was taboo, but because it wasn't the center of life. Values came first. Character mattered more than currency. So even as they grow their wealth, they keep that mindset. Money is something to manage quietly, not display loudly. They don't need to be known for their net worth. They'd rather be known for their consistency, values, and calm. In some circles, talking openly about money is even considered tacky or unsophisticated. The truly wealthy were taught that discretion is dignity. Number five, discretion is a power move. There's a reason many wealthy people live in regular homes, drive modest cars, and wear simple clothing. It's not because they can't afford more, it's because they've learned the power of discretion. When people don't know what you have, they can't judge it, envy it, or manipulate it. Discretion keeps you in control. It protects your strategy and shields you from noise. And that's exactly what the upper class values. Control, not attention. In fact, the ability to keep your wins to yourself is a sign of financial maturity. If you're always explaining your moves, you might not be as ahead as you think. Number six, they don't invite unwanted opinions. Talking about money tends to attract opinions. Everyone has advice, suggestions, or critiques once they hear you're doing well. But the upper class doesn't need validation or unsolicited input. They've already put systems in place. They've built a team they trust. They make moves based on long-term thinking, not external approval. And silence keeps them focused. When you stop explaining yourself, your results get sharper. They'd rather spend time executing than debating. Every opinion you entertain is a distraction you don't need. Number seven, they avoid emotional traps. Money is emotional for most people. It brings up fear, guilt, pride, insecurity. The upper class knows how messy things can get when money becomes the center of a conversation, especially when others aren't in the same place financially. So instead of navigating those emotional landmines, they avoid them. They talk about ideas, relationships, books, health, anything but income or spending. Because they know that peace is more important than proving a point. They know that one innocent money comment can shift the entire mood of a room. They'd rather protect the room than dominate it. Number eight, they think in generations, not paychecks. The upper class often thinks far beyond next month's expenses or even next year's income. Their mindset is generational. They're planning for decades. Their conversations are about preservation, transfer, and legacy, not just earning and spending. That long view makes them more private. They don't talk about what they've made this year. They think about how it's growing, how it's protected, and how it will benefit those who come after them. And those conversations, they happen with lawyers, estate planners, and advisors, not in public. They're not just building wealth. They're building structures that last beyond their name. Number 9, even around other rich people, they stay quiet. You might think wealthy people are more open with each other, but often the opposite is true. Even in upper-class circles, financial conversations are rare. Why? Because everyone knows wealth isn't black and white. One person might own assets but have no cash. Another might have high income but low investments. Everyone's situation is different, and comparison becomes risky. So even among the wealthy, discretion is the norm. You'll hear them talk about architecture, travel, history, rarely net worth, because real confidence isn't competitive. Number 10, they understand real wealth goes beyond money. Ask someone from the upper class what wealth means to them, and you'll rarely hear numbers. You'll hear words like time, freedom, peace, flexibility, because once your financial needs are met, what you want most is control over your life. You want time to think, space to rest, energy to build. That's real wealth. And those things don't require bragging, they require boundaries. And silence is one of the most powerful boundaries of all. It's not about hiding what you have, it's about honoring what you've built. Number 11, they don't broadcast strategy, they execute quietly. Another reason they don't talk about money is because they're too busy executing. Strategy doesn't need an audience. The more people you tell, the more noise you invite. And the more noise you invite, the harder it becomes to focus. The upper class understands this. They don't explain their moves, they don't need agreement. They just move. Quietly, efficiently, and with intention. They know that true success shows up in peace, not in volume. And by the time people notice, the work is already done. Number 12, their identity isn't tied to income. For most people, income is identity. They introduce themselves with job titles, they measure their worth by what they earn. But for the upper class, income is just a function. It's not who they are. Their sense of self isn't built on how much they make or what they can afford. It's built on time freedom, autonomy, reputation, and how little they have to worry about money at all. This is why they can stay silent. Because their identity isn't at risk if no one knows what they earn. They don't feel less valuable if others underestimate them. In fact, they prefer it that way. At the end of the day, people who talk about money all the time are usually still chasing it. But people who are truly wealthy, they're managing it. And that rarely requires an audience. So if you want to move like the upper class, start with one habit. Say less, focus more. Keep building quietly, strategically, consistently. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you think differently about wealth, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. I've got more content coming to help you build in silence and succeed on your own terms. And remember, money doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. I'll see you in the next one.